Let's check to make sure. Oh gosh, now I have to do all this over here. Okay, cool. We are definitely live. Just wanted to make sure before I. Okay, cool. Did everything. All right. So my name's Mascis. I'm here with Skully,
Hello.
and we decided it'd be fun to go over some of the replays from the Go Format World Championship. So hope y'all tuning in can go over it with us. Just learn a couple things or two, maybe learn something that you didn't know before. Just check out a bunch of matches that maybe weren't streamed. Check out what people were bringing to the table. So we have a list here of basically all the replays, and I just am going to go down the list. We're going to start from one of the top winners rounds here, Jazz and FIFO. I think that's how you say that. And we're just going to keep going down until we can't watch any replays anymore.
Yeah. So like we had promised to get out all of the replays onto YouTube eventually. We want to make them into videos like we've done with former GFCs, but we just haven't had time to do that yet. So this is just going to be one way to get these out here and preserve them, at least onto YouTube in this format for now, and hopefully eventually we'll get them into like individual videos too.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit of added commentary as well, just to see our perspectives and just have something else going on, and besides just the video of the replay, right?
It's cool too because now we can look at the deck list and stuff while we're doing this, whereas during the tournament,
Yeah, we have all the deck
can't.
lists here, so we can pull them all up if we need to, just to compare to be like, oh, why do you try that? Um. So yeah, I'll want to just hop right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So again, we're gonna
This
start off
is
Jazz and FIFO.
winners side round 2, believe this is.
Yeah, I believe that they both had buys or something in the first round. That's the way the bracket turned out.
Okay.
So FIFA looks like he's on some kind of burn deck or something. I don't know. It has Wall of Revealing Light and like Morphing Jar, Gravity Bind. That just kind of screams burn to me for some reason.
Yeah, probably not the skill drain version either then with a
We could actually check. Do you remember what he came in? Let's scroll all the way down to see if he's here. Hello, FIFA. Where's your deck list? There he is. Oh, he's playing Pac-Man. Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh yeah, yep.
And Jazz is on Tried and True Go Control. So Jazz won the die roll here, or the rock paper scissors. It's gonna. Go, oh no, he didn't win. FIFA won. Dummy. But going first here. Yeah, you probably just set your whole hands, or two cards.
Well, if he set his whole hand, this duel would have been over quick.
Yeah.
He didn't have the solemn, right?
Oh no, I. Why am I thinking that? I'm just like on autopilot for some of this stuff. Yeah, no, that's completely fine. Ring's chainable, so you can
Yeah,
protect your guy with
had a
it.
Jazz had a great opener here for this matchup.
Oh yeah, for sure. Going in blind here, would you use the nobleman, or would you meta your sinister for to try to take that card?
After what did he do? The
You duo a jar and a book of moon,
so you still don't know what you're on.
right?
I would nobleman first.
Jazz does that.
I like to not do. I like to leave sinister in my hand as long as I can, just to
Yeah.
protect from duo and card destruction and stuff. And then meta might end up you might end up wanting to face up a monster answer too. So
Totally makes sense. Oh, now that FIFA's just gonna lose because of this heavy storm here. That's unfortunate.
yeah,
But you might feel relatively safe, especially like if you have nothing else that you're doing in this deck. If you put him on the Magician Effect, you kind of have to respect it. So you have like it's just gonna flip it and get back duo and rip two cards out of your hand anyway. So
right.
it's just unfortunate. Oh,
Yeah,
and it hit the mid defeat. Yeah.
I don't think Fuefa did anything wrong there. That's
No,
just
no,
what
no,
it was.
no. It's just bad, bad matchup there. Like their hands didn't go well together. At least on FIFO's side.
Go Control, probably one of the decks that can handle Pac-Man fairly good. I mean, being able to, if they can get a Magician of Faith loop going,
Mm-hmm.
then you pretty much win. But it also has a ton of answers to stop the Faith loop as well. So I guess it's pretty even.
I just think a lot of these Pac-Man decks are building their deck wrong. That's just me though.
So Jazz with another killer opening hand here.
Yeah, just MST
This
heavy.
Mobius,
BLS not doing much, but Mobius is going to be great. Abyss Soldier, you can discard the Mobius if he really wants, but probably just going to try to stick it. And then FIFO's hand's
and if,
not too bad. He's got a
no,
negation with Curse of Royal, but this only
if
stops
Wave,
an MST.
yeah, if Wapo had actually opened up like a heavy monster hand here, this would have been okay.
Mm-hmm. Golem Sentry. Yeah, I think that's a fine set. You could also set Swarm of the Locust here. I kind of like Swarm of the Locust a little bit better.
Well, if you're gonna plan to answer the monster attacking, then you set the swarm. But what are the spell and traps that he set?
He set Curse of Royal and then Wall Revealing Light. So I guess he's trying to like.
Yeah, so I think I would have set the swarm as well here because you have the monster protection
Mm-hmm.
for attacks.
But
So like
those are both going to get hit by heavy.
yep. So like even if this had worked out with no heavy, um, what all you would do is bounce the monster back to then set the swarm if you blocked the attack, whereas you could have. Yeah, I mean I don't know. I'm not a Pac-Man expert. I've only played the deck a few times,
I
but I
mean,
think you set the swarm there.
you get like if you set Swarm and then you block the attack with Wall. Just say like he didn't like Jazz didn't have Heavy Storm. He like summons. I don't know. Like, does this counter Breaker's effect?
Yeah,
Y-
I believe so.
no, it says negate of a spell and trap card.
Yeah, so no.
Yeah, so it doesn't stop Breaker, but it is a 50-50 on Breaker here. But if he has like anything else, like if he either sets across, I guess like if he's reading Jazz where he's like, oh, I'm gonna set the Jazz might just set across for me if he doesn't open up something crazy, then that's fine. But he might just T set across from you and you get the same kind of value out of it, right? Like what is he setting
Actually,
across from you that you're so worried about? Sangan? The only thing you really worry about is like Fate.
the more I think about it, I think I actually like setting the monster that he did set because it puts Jazz on having to have multiple monsters.
That is true, yeah.
Otherwise, like he could just bounce if he only has monsters that he can set and doesn't have anything to attack with, then he's just gonna bounce them every turn. And while Jazz only has one monster on board, so
Yeah.
I I think the Sentry actually makes more sense.
Well, it's gonna get attacked here. Just kidding. We're gonna set out MST first. And at
Yeah, so
least this way, he's gonna be able to bounce this so that Mobius can't come down, and then he can set the Locust now. Graceful's a real good pickup.
yeah, so the thing to remember with these effects, if people aren't familiar with the Pac-Man decks, they're not flip effects. So it being attacked by Abyss Soldier does not make it activate. It has to be flip summoned.
So Graceful's gonna draw him Swarm, Book, and Compulse. He's got two Compulses, two Swarms, sort of redundant here. Guess like discarding either one of. I guess maybe discarding the Compulse doesn't give that much information, but discarding the Swarm might kind of tell him that there's another one in the hands. Yeah, he's gonna discard the dupes. And Golem Sentry's gonna flip up. Yeah, bring that back. I would have just summoned Locust and attacked. I guess it opens you to losing to Mirror Force, but you have Book of Moon, so you can protect you could just Book of Moon your guy and then protect it. And this way it's face down instead of face up because he can't reset this. It goes to defense because of level limit, but I don't know. I feel like you want to be more aggressive there.
Yeah, I think you could attack for the 1,000 there.
And MSC picks up Book of Moon. But now Jazz is on that all monster hand after heavy storming, so it's a fine position. And Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master is actually pretty sick in this matchup, right?
Yeah, Jazz signed that in just to get under level limit and gravity
Yeah,
bind.
it just has enough attack to like hit over the swarms. Medusa worms the pickup. Oops. Yeah, not gonna set anything because he knows he's got Jujutsu Master.
Jazz with this turn just trying to buy for time.
He's not
See
really
some other
hurting for it
cards.
though.
No.
That Golem Sentry is gonna keep him off a monster until this Ring of Destruction picks it up finally. But
No Solemn for Foipa was really hurting him here. These Curse of the Royals are not going to cut it.
no, they are not.
One of the coolest parts of Curse of the Royal is it works on Solemn Judgment.
Yeah, because Solemn Judgment does say it's destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Chain to the effect. See, but this is like he already accomplished the goal. Even though he's protecting the monster with Compulse, this ring just getting the monster off the board lets him be able to summon the Mobius here. Because there's no way that he's gonna like summon something and try to attack this. He wants to protect his monsters himself. And he also knows there's a Jujutsu Master, so like if he does try to be risky and attack,
Right, it's super bad. If that
yeah.
he probably assumed it was Jujutsu set.
But now Jazz is just gonna get the free flip summon from Magician of Faith to get
With
back.
heavy
I
and
guess
grave.
yeah, either heavy or MST here. And yeah, it's just gonna scoop it up. I mean, it is the World Championships. I would have played it out, but it is not looking very good for you. We know the hands
That was
here.
brutal.
Obviously, FIFO didn't,
Yeah,
but like, geez, that was pretty brutal. Yeah, GG's
like he scooped that there without even knowing that Jazz had an answer
for the 1800 guy.
for the
Yeah,
yeah. So probably a little on tilt there for Foifo.
yeah, just didn't want to get Heavy Storm for a third time.
Probably just swearing at cursing at Curse of Royal as well.
Why aren't you Solemn Judgment?
Why aren't you Judgment of Anubis? Why aren't you
Magic Drain, anything.
Magic Jammer? Yeah.
So moving
So we
on
got
here, Petran and
Brucetti.
Brucetti. Yeah.
So I think Petran was on Chaos Turbo and Brucetti on Goat Control. He might have changed up.
Man, I wish I could just like search the players' names instead of. Do you know what place he came in?
I'll try to pull up the bracket so I could tell you in the future, but I don't know offhand.
Brucetti. Well, I know P Train wins. That's the thing. Sorry the spoiler, but I just want to know what the guy's playing. I guess we could just find out by watching the replay. Oh, he's playing Shane's burn deck. Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. I
So I
didn't
really
realize
like
that.
Shane's burn deck. I just didn't think that.
I tested it too. I think it's good. I think it was good.
I think the side deck was where it was severely lacking, though. I think that I wasn't impressed with the sideboard strategy from it, and I was trying to figure something out beforehand um, with how I would side with it, and I just never found anything that I liked. But the main deck I really did like. Um, we'll see how it fares for him in this matchup. I mean, I know, kind of already know the result, but starting off here, I mean, Duo's pretty powerful. Even if he's gonna like hit a Thunder Dragon, just doesn't get the extra one. Trio getting hits great as well.
I wonder how much Brucetti practiced with this deck.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. T set here, Great Crit Spine, Phoenix from Wind Blast. Um, I guess you can set this. There's something really great you're discarding here. Maybe, yeah, I guess you could hold it for the longest time. You're not really threatened by much. Just Desserts is the pick for Brucetti. Thunder Dragon here. I don't think the order of operations matters that much in that case, but Gonna use Gravekeeper Spy first. I like it because if he Noblemans and this is a spy, then you don't get rid of the spy in your deck.
Yeah, for sure. The flip is good.
Mm-hmm. Gonna take 1,000,000 damage here.
Now, if he didn't flip first, Persetti would have had the Dimension Fusion lock.
Well, he would have flipped. He would have just got rid of another spy there, and then
Oh
it's
yeah,
still not
I'm
a
thinking of
lock.
there'd be no fourth spy. No, I'm wrong.
Yeah, really wanted that Ojama trio, but it's gonna Dimension Fusion here. Value Dimension Fusion. Get back his walls, and this makes Justice Earth insane. Book of Moon and Phoenix Moonblast. I guess Phoenix Moonblast is looking okay here because it can spin this.
He needs to get that sorcerer on the board.
Yeah, he's gonna just try to attack the. I guess he's not gonna do anything versus the Koichi. There's Bazoo. No flip here. Yeah, I guess no flip is fine. Don't want to take unnecessary damage. But, maybe you just want to draw a card. Plus, you could probably, like, set Thunder Dragon over this. And if you set a Thunder Dragon after you flip to Koichi, then if they try to attack it with Kaiko to clear your Thunder Dragon, I mean, you're still fine because you got this stuff, and then you could probably put the Zoo down and just make it big. And that also puts monsters in your graveyard for Dimension, or once you bazoo those monsters out of your graveyard, then you have more stuff for Dimension Fusion later on, even though you're only at 18. But something to consider, I guess.
Right.
Peter just drew Trap Dust Shoot. So just gonna Dust Shoot him here, or not. Very disciplined with their stuff here. Finally gonna take a poke at this. Draw a card. Whoa, that's really good. Oh, this BLS is not that great. I guess it. If he heavy storms, all this stuff's getting chained. Most of it will get chained.
Kaiku's sitting there still.
Yeah, and Kaiku's sitting there still. Oh yeah, he can't actually banish because of Kaiko. Geez, Kaiko's incredible. Yeah, just deserts to chain everything. Picked up Night Assailant. It's pretty okay. These walls are just getting him though. He just drew Ring, so if he doesn't draw like Book of Moon right away, there's a Ring of his own, not gonna help him. Just end phase, yeah, Ring of Destruction, good game. So, game 2, I think a better hand here. We open up Pot of Greed. Desquala, Gravekeeper Spy, Deco, and Nobleman. See what Pot of Greed finds us. Ooh, and a Mind Control too.
So the goal of this deck here, for anyone that hasn't seen it, is you lock up the board with Ojama Trio and Gravekeeper Spies, which you can bring back with Dimension Fusion. And then you hit your opponent with Ceasefire and Just Desserts.
Secret Barrels as well. Yeah, the idea is that you generate like card advantage that way. You also play Dekoichi, draw cards. Desquala can do good burn damage. Bazoo lets you banish stuff from the graveyard, or banish monsters from the graveyard to attack for big damage as well. And then using Dimension Fusion, like you're fine with getting your flips knocked because they can just like become walls. Sometimes you even like knock your own spy. It's supposed to really counteract a lot of what Chaos Turbo tries to do. So I think like if you're expecting those types of Chaos decks, then it's a good meta call. What I wasn't expecting though is for Bruschetti here to not activate Pot of Greed on his first turn. How do you feel about that?
I don't get it. I can't give you one good reason why you would do that.
Yeah, me neither. Mind Control is going to take a Gravekeeper Spy. Pretty good use of the Mind Control here. They both sided it in, knowing that they have alike flip monsters.
Yeah, I mean, your opponent's playing Duo and possibly card destruction. You're not going to play your Pot of Greed.
Yeah. Really weird. That's Koala to wall a little bit further. Set the Sangan here. Gonna take a okay amount of damage, 18 from the Desquala. Can't switch that to defense. But gonna let it go. Just kidding. Okay use of Nobleman there. Not really much that Peachern can do versus these walls so far. I guess he could, if he found the Sinister Serpent, try would have been effective, like being able to clear the both of these actually, because he could have used his own Book of Moon to book his spy down. And Brachetti's not gonna commit anything else. Or sorry, that was a draw from Brachetti from DeKoichi. Drew the spy off of it, so then he's going to get a Secret Barrel for his turn. Oh, that was a... I get the idea, because like if he's going to be setting stuff, he set the Sangan to possibly beta Mind Control maybe that first time around, but it hit the knock instead, so maybe he's like, oh, it feels safe setting a card here, or a flip monster now. But that wasn't ideal. I guess this puts more spellcasters face up, so the tribe in hand is kind of worse, but there's no way that Bruchetti knows that.
Right. So this deck is doing what it's meant to do here of just walling up.
Yeah, walling up the Chaos player. But it's just he's just not drawing into any of the bird stuff. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, econ on that. That's not. I don't think that's game. No, it is game because you can flip this up and then that's 24. 4,058.
Well, Kaiku's going to die.
Oh.
If he had booked
24.
the Deathclaw, would it have been game?
Well, he gets another spy from flipping this other spy here. So that's 24 and then 4,051. That's yuck. Oh, he has Necrovalley in his hand. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even notice this happening. Oh.
He discarded it!
Well.
That's still game, though, right? Yeah. 24 and 16 and 11 is 51.
Oh, yeah. I can't count, man. So it was game like a myriad of ways there, but he kind of just played it patiently and figured out something to do. Good use of enemy controller. That's a sleeper card that a lot of people aren't playing. I know Dale side decked enemy controller in his deck, but I think he said that like it never came up for him, or he wished it was something different.
He said he cited it because he didn't know what else to put in that spot and just wanted something that was versatile, but never ended up putting it in.
It is a versatile card. I mean, it worked out here. I'm not sure which deck used it effectively. I think I would think a Scapegoat deck does, just to be able to tribute a goat token to take something.
Yeah.
It could also put a goat token in attack mode, which is kind of crazy. But good stuff from P-Tran here. Figuring out what he needs to do to win. So next we got myself versus I bluff too much. It's been a while since I actually watched this game, so I kind of forget everything that happened. Except for this play first. So he won the... I'm going to pause that there. He wins the rock, paper, scissors, and then just sets pro heavy. And I opened double dust shoot Faith. So I just decided, yeah, set the double dust shoot here. And I get extremely rewarded for that.
This is Paul Leviton you're playing against.
Yeah. I didn't know it was Paul Leviton, though, going into this. So I took DD Worry Lady and Kaiko. Mainly because I didn't have an answer to DD Worry Lady, and these Bazoos aren't very good versus Tsukiyomi. I mean, I could have answered Kaiko with it as well, but I'd rather just get rid of Bazoo. They're econ player as well. Interesting. And Tsukiyomi picks this one up.
Morphing Jar work out for you throughout the day?
Morphing Jar was okay. I don't remember how much I resolved it. It's been a long time since I thought about these games, like 2 months maybe. That was kind of weird that I set Faith instead. I guess I was like, fine. I didn't want to get Morphing Jar here to give him a new hand. And I had Ring of Destruction, so I figured I could, if
possibly get a lock going.
Yeah, I didn't. If like I knew he had the Bazoo, so if he did something, I could ring this and then set the other one, and then flip the Magician of Faith to get back the book, and then summon Tsukiyomi, put my guy down, attack the guy. Because if I didn't think this was anything, if he didn't, or well, I knew it had to be the enemy controller. Yeah, that was just my thoughts to it. But he gets Breaker here, which kind of stinks. So I have to do it this way, knowing that he has the Bazoo in the hand. Like, I'm still going to do the play.
If he had Doubleman, this would have been a tough spot.
Yeah. I took the risk, though.
Oh, you didn't have heavy. He had heavy engraved. I was thinking he had one.
No, he heavied the dust shoots earlier. So yeah, Tsukimi flips this down.
It is nice in this spot, no matter what, you're like, even if this Suki dies, my other Suki deals with his Breaker and his Bazoo still.
He didn't summon the Bazoo here. I guess that's fine. I mean, he could have maybe tried to force something by summoning Bazoo and then flipping if I didn't have anything crazy. I mean, I did have stuff to block with. He knew I had a Book of Moon. So I respect not going for it, obviously. And now this Fate's kind of weak because there's nothing to get back in the graveyard right now.
By him not banishing either with that, though, it's like, now you're like, well, he must not have Return or Dimension Fusion either.
Yeah, no, because I saw the opening hand was Bazoo, Return, Econ.
Oh, he did have Return in the opening, okay.
Yeah, Econ and DD Warrior Lady and Kaiko. So the double Bazoos and that. So I knew he had Return.
So I think I might have summoned the Bazoo if I was him there just to get the stuff banished.
Well, I drew the third one. So he's going to summon that. I'm like, okay. Finally he's committing to it. And I think I just let this go because it's just going to go face down. And I'm just going to knock it. Just so I can get some value out of that Magician of Faith that's face down. Summon another one. If I get Torrential here, like Buck, but... I'm sorry, Frick.
It was a good time to draw Mirror Force too.
Yeah. Except he's got the Dust Tornado for it. Except he didn't. It's very weird that he just didn't hit the one that I just set.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was because like he just hasn't played in a while or what it was. But yeah, summons the Bazoo here. I Book a Moon it. And then, yeah, this was basically the whole bait with the Book of Moon, was to make him do the return. And then he goes for it, and I say no. Now he's got 2 econs down. Yeah, and I just flip this up, get back Scapegoat. I'm just going to put it down with Tsukiyomi. And attack. He could have blocked with a econ, but it's not really going to do him any good. What's up, Faith? I got to get rid of mine. He has Blaney. And I just try to summon a Sure Priest. Puts it in defense. Ottergrew off the top's pretty good, but he just sees 2 cards and no action. This game 2, he's got Kaiko, Solemn, Blade Knight, Bazoo, Ring, and then for the 6th card, he's going to get Mirror Force. I start with Dust Shoot, 7 Tools, Meta, Goat, Creature Swap. I really like my hand. We'll see what he does here. So setting Solemn Judgment, just set his whole hand, and then I guess he would summon, yeah, Kaiko sounds fine. Blade Knight's an okay summon as well, because if I do have a flip monster, it can deal with it pretty easily. But I guess if like you open multiple monsters like this, I don't know if he thought that it might be on Spy or something. I mean, this doesn't deal with Spy as well, but it's a big body that he can put up. It's fine. He wants to establish board presence. So Dust Shoot's looking a little dead here. But I know he doesn't have anything like Heavy Storm like last time because he's committing to setting 3. So I guess set like 4. Yeah. Yeah, set Scapegoat, Sack, Trap Dust Shoot, 7 Tools.
And it just made setting the extra ones just made this duo brutal.
Oh yeah. And thanks Subatomic Monk, by the way, for the 3 months. Thanks for supporting us out.
Awesome, thanks, man.
So this duo sucks, but he doesn't do it at first. That's interesting.
I don't do it at first because I have duoed and then have them call the Haunted the Monster in the battle phase more than once. So
that is something.
Also, by not doing it first, you get them to respond to your attacks, thinking that the cards in hands are still going to be there.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely what I was feeling. And then I just lose it all here. Pretty brutal, but we don't give up. Set the ring. To return from the different dimension. Sets that. Not going to commit any more monsters. I drew a Snatch Steal. I decided I'm just going to throw this out here because I got nothing else going on. And try to banish this Blade Knight to make the Bazoo's a little weaker. If he does return from the different dimension, I figured that I'm going to have the 7 tools to just stop that. And plus I have Ring of Destruction, so if the life points get low enough, I can ring. Oh, I don't banish anything. That actually makes more sense to not banish anything. And plus it makes Bazoo weaker because he can't summon Bazoo and make it bigger. But he draws MST, which is not good for me. Yeah, so I'm kind of gets a 2-for-1 with the MST, but kind of have to ring there, I feel like. Tribe's not going to do much.
Well, by ringing there, it's 1 turn too late, but I was about to say by ringing there, your meta would have been alive if you drew it.
Yeah.
I think turn 1 your mistake was you should have kept the Dust Shoot in your hand.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better.
Although I see like your thought process too is probably, well, if he's going to randomly MST or Dust Tornado something, I want to set this to get hit.
Yeah,
but
try to hide the bluff. Kind of just on the back foot now. did that because he's not summoning anything else, so I figured that he might not have another monster. I want to try to at least clear this next turn, even though I don't think it's going to go through.
Yeah, if you had tribed it, you might have actually, if you had like dumped your Metamorphosis 2 turns before, you probably would have been a better spot here.
Yeah, instead I just get ringed and set meta as a bluff. I just summon some guys and I don't have anything to respond, so scoop it up. On to game 3. This time I'm going to go first. And I get to duo him now. After I draw Pot Agreed.
Pot duo, dust shoot,
Pretty poggers.
meta goat, we're ready to go.
Of course I roll a 6 first. Then he gets rid of Blade Knight as well. That makes sense if he wants to put monsters in the graveyard to feed Bazoo. Plus he already has a monster in Kaiko. But I get Dust Shoot and Goat. So he opens up 2 Kaikos here. Just gun the Dust Shoot when he gets to 4. Put 1 Kaiko away. See that he has Return and Solemn. It's great when you know they have Solemn, so you can kind of like force the activation.
I'm guessing you wrap this game up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he Solemns this here.
I think I would have MST'd.
I mean, I know what it is. It's not...
No, before you played the meta.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. I think I wanted him to Solemn, though. I think I saw the Ring of Destruction and was like, I want him to Solemn so that if he does activate Return from the Different Dimension, I just get him.
Yeah, and you did have another scapegoat to like really drag it out if you had to.
Yeah.
I personally would have MST'd it though, because then
Yeah.
he's still even if you hit the return there, it's like he's still gonna solemn probably.
But now that MSC picks up this, and it's just game over because it picks up whatever this was, and then I get to attack with Thousand Eyes and then ring it.
I think you MST'd the nobleman.
Yeah, but I knew this is Return from the Different Dimension, so I.
Oh, you're saying whatever it was gonna be.
Yeah. So like letting the Solemn go through to put himself to 4,000. Because now it's just 2 attacks with this plus ring. I don't know why I did that, but I guess to just say I still had that. Sometimes I just like I also just like forget that certain things work. So I'll make a play that I'm like, okay, that I know that works, right? Like I didn't know if this guy I didn't know it was Paul Levinson to be honest. So I was like, all right, I know that like ringing Thousand Eyes Restrict, like it looks at whatever attack points it was. Like it's not just gonna be 0, right? But I'm like, maybe this guy doesn't know that. So I'll make a play that like I know wins, even though I don't need to make that play.
Okay.
I didn't know it was Paul, so if I did, I would have just did it. But moving on here, we got Rhymus and Everfall. Rhymus is one of the old school players, right?
Yeah, he was on Team Overdose as well. So he's on Chaos Control, I believe, and I think Everfall switched over to Chaos Turbo for this event.
Yeah, Everfall won his invite with Go Control earlier, right? He played like a Mobius version.
The Mobius, yep.
He's gonna go first here with a hand of Upstart Goblin, Rikeki Break, Night Assailant, Solemn Judgment, Cyberdurn, Snatch Steal. I think it gets Rhymus' grip of Pot of Greed, Duo, Ring, Sinister, and Breaker. See if Rhymus' turn just gets graceful here, right?
Every card in Rhymus' hand has been banned.
At some point.
Yeah.
Only 2 of the banned cards here with us. I don't think Solemn's ever been banned, has it? It might have been banned at some point.
I think it's been... Maybe it was banned, I don't know. I think it was banned, actually. It
was limited for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow, Duo first. If he hits Night Assailant, that'll suck. Oh no. That feels bad. But he did get graceful off of this, so
And Everfall. Okay, he did get the other one.
yeah.
Jeez.
Embarrassment. Um Discard Sinister, of course. Hmm. I guess Jargreed's not doing that much for you here.
You don't want a discard breaker. That's the only other card I
Yeah,
would
you don't
consider in
you
that
don't want a
spot.
discard breaker, especially if you're committing to the play to like discarding or setting this card.
Yeah,
I think I would have set Jar though.
I definitely would have set Jar. I mean, almost most situations, I'm just setting Jar automatically.
Yeah.
I mean, setting Jar there is asking your opponent to heavy storm you, but
It's not
so
like
like, do you want them to one for one they're heavy for your ring?
a lot of like modern Yu-Gi-Oh sees like Upstart Goblin as just this card is always like should always be in your deck at however many legal copies. I mean, not now in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but for a while that was the theory. Just because like it makes your deck thinner, right? Like why would
Mhm.
you play 40 if you could play 37, for example? Um, I don't think that's necessarily true with Goat format. I think certain decks
I
definitely
think
want Upstart Goblin.
yeah, I think life points matter too much.
Yeah, I think it's just something that the games and like the boards that get established in Goat format happen like can be broken so easily, and there's just so many powerful effects that you don't need to go and dig through your deck for like some kind of like 2 card combo or whatever to make a huge board. Like, because your huge boards in Goat format are like set a monster, like set a Gravekeeper spy and set 2 back rows behind it instead of 1, right?
Mhm.
Like, what did Upstart really accomplish there? Where at least Jar agreed, it does the same thing, even though it's a little bit slower. Um,
Here's a question for you though: Did Everfall upstart into the second Night Assailant?
I think he did on maybe, so maybe it's
Not a good example.
maybe it's a bad example in this spot here, but
I do agree with you overall, though. I mean, for a long time, people wouldn't play Solemn Judgment in GOAT format either.
I still think Jar Greed is a lot better than Upstart in like in Rhymus's deck or this kind of Chaos Turbo style deck because
I agree.
you'll get to set it. You don't give them life. It's not like you're doing a lot. It's not like they're gonna kill you most of the time anyway. And
And it's a bluff card,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
just
mind
becoming the
game
next
card.
card.
Yeah, you could actually do something with it.
Mm-hmm. So this what did this grab? This Cyber Jar. It's gonna get an Book of Moon, Upstart, Tomato, a Spy, and a Thunder Dragon for Everfall, and I think it gets a Chaos Sorcerer, Tsukiyomi, Night Assailant, and Premature. I think I got a
Nobleman.
knock. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a better. I don't know. Cyber Jar just feels very swingy. Ooh, I think you Thunder Dragon first. A little
Yeah.
missequencing there. It didn't bite him, but imagine if he drew a Thunder Dragon, he'd be kicking himself. Yeah, and he realized that in the chat. Oh, I didn't order that correctly, but
I've tried to do turns where I'm like, I just want to wait one more turn before I use this Thunder Dragon because I don't want to give away my opponent information. And I swear every single time I draw the Thunder Dragon for turn. So you got to just do it every time.
how do you like this place? Attacking the known Night Assailant.
Well, he hasn't even played a monster yet. So
Yeah,
he doesn't really have one to play from his hand either, though.
he could set his own Night
Well,
Assailant. I guess he just is going to set like most of his hand here because he doesn't have Solemn Judgment for backup. He's got 2 discard traps, so he can discard the Night Assailant, get the Great Huge
yeah,
Slide back, and then start the Night Assailant loop.
So is that the only flip in his grave? No, he also has
Oh, he also has
Cyberjar.
Cyberjar, so if he does want to grab Cyberjar, he could do that as well.
I was gonna say it's a really great play that he attacked the Knight Assailant. If the spy was his only flip engrave, because then the Regeki break would be more live, because the
Mm-hmm.
first Knight Assailant could grab a flip. But
End of turn, gonna Ring of Destruction the Mystic Tomato. I guess he just doesn't want to lose it to,
Book of Moon.
yeah, Book of Moon that could be face down that he already set here. Plus, if he's gonna Heavy Storm, then
I think he did that because he's gonna heavy.
and you can go heavy and then like chain ring first before they can solemn. Is that right or no?
No, they can solemn.
Okay. See, it just throws it out there. Well, he's gonna keep the cards. Breaker comes down. This is definitely catching something. I think I'd rather.
I would grab the jar there. I think his hand's not that strong.
Yeah, me too. I think I would have grabbed the jar, even though that gives the opponent's cards. I think you really want to
The,
resolve it on your own.
the opponent
Um,
already has a ton of cards.
yeah. I do you. Mm, Thinking maybe you could also book a moon instead, but I guess it makes more sense if none of the cards in your hand can really deal with breaker because you don't want to knock it, and you
Yeah,
definitely want to use a
but
Regeki break. But now you're
right.
wasting the not wasting, but you're using the Regeki break on a monster when it could be picking up this Mirror Force or something. Oops, didn't mean to fast forward. Need your Heavy
And
Storm of his own.
does Rhymus have a light engrave? I don't think so.
No, he doesn't. He does have Jar and Mirror Force. His Jar could find a light potentially. I like doing that first. Rhymes is gonna shuffle. Oh, but he drew the Faith, so that's good. I can get back one of these power cards.
Well, let's get a Nobleman, but or a Geki breaked.
We'll see what we draw with Pot of Greed first. I'm just gonna trade it here instead of his own Magician of Faith. He only banished the two.
Yep. So
Banished two as well.
the sneaky faith.
Mm-hmm. Actually, speaking of Magician of Faith, my order from Avalon Accessories just came in today. I got some dice and then the Magician of Faith shirt that they make, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's a cool shirt. I really like it, and the dice are really really nice as well. Shout out to Avalon Accessories. So Rhymus draws Torrential for the turn, then it's going to draw an extra card with Pot of Greed here.
He waited on that to use that jar of greed for
Or
quite
Jar
a
of Greed,
while.
sorry. Would have been great if it was Pot of Greed. So, yeah, Meta's going to turn Snake into Thousand Archer Strict. Going to try to take
Definitely
it
not
here.
resolving.
Yeah. I think I Book a Moon still.
With
I
the
don't
heavy
know.
in it's tough. With the heavy in hand, I would think you want to keep the book because you could flip the magician, then heavy, then book your magician.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I just see this card a lot as not just a removal, but also a card that can just like win you the game. So I kind of want to conserve that a lot more. I value just winning the game a lot more than
In this position, I think
the
the
removal
run was
spell.
right, though.
Yeah, it makes the most sense based on what he has.
I think he should have end phase Regeki breaked the new set, though.
Yeah, just cycled the Night Assailant.
If you're going to heavy him. Although I guess you probably wouldn't want to heavy him at that point.
Wow, Drew Duo.
Good timing.
It's gonna duo him here. Good hit with the Chaos Sorcerer.
Yeah, so now I
Chaos
guess it'll
Sorcerer and
really.
Premature. How do you feel about that?
Um, I think the cards have become pretty underrated.
I still like Revival.
Yeah.
I didn't play any in my goat deck, but I still think they're very very strong. There just wasn't a lot of great cards for me to revive. Like the best card that I had to revive was either Sangan or Fusilier, and it just feels very weird bringing back Fusilier
Right.
like without any value. Where at least like Air Knight kind of gets some value out of it.
So
Um,
after this attack, do you set Regeki Break and Solemn? Rhymus's Heavy's already gone. Like Everfall
Potentially,
really is just waiting to draw a Chaos Monster here.
yeah, he's being really disciplined by not using Heavy Storm. I mean, what if he could? He could wait to get a Chaos Monster finally, and then once he has it, he has the Heavy Storm and the Solemn backup. So if there is some kind of chain, he would just be able to Solemn and stick the landing on whatever Chaos Monster comes down.
He's also got to be wary of Ring of Destruction at this point too,
Mm-hmm.
which he has lots of answers for it, but
So yeah, Everfall does set the rest of those traps in his hand. Thunder Dragon pick up from Rhymus. I guess he just cycles it here. Does nothing. What can you do there?
what can he pre me?
Not a whole lot. I like the idea with Premature because if you do stick to Chaos, it's just like having a third copy of whatever monster, like a Chaos Sorcerer, or even bringing back BLS is pretty great too.
Tribe.
Yeah, Tribe's okay. Um, you could also do some cool setups with like Tribe and Thunder Dragon where you tribe something away and then Premature Thunder Dragon back for like the last points of damage.
Yeah, I mean Suki combos as well with pre me.
Yeah, yeah. Um, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. It's definitely better than Call in these spots.
I mean, if he played it right now, it would just say take 800 damage. So
Yeah. I think that's another thing that's hard about playing those cards is that because the field is a lot of Regeki break decks, it's just very
yeah,
hard to resolve it when their monster removal spell can also be Dust Tornado. Everfall's gonna main phase book here. Get this back. Yeah, definitely gonna find Pot of Greed. Try to draw more chaos stuff.
I might have flipped over Regeki Break before Book of Mooning the Magician.
Tried your luck at one of these to see what it could be.
Yeah, if it's a card that he's gonna chain on your Magician, then have the book to chain to that. Guessing he's gonna Solemn here.
Yeah, some Solomon he puts on the second one because it's gonna be picked up there. I guess now you have to Regeki break in the main phase.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Whoa!
Wow,
Just didn't do it. Now he's just gonna lose.
what a misplay.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's not unfortunate, that's a mistake.
It's unfortunate that he made that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, you have another Solemn, you're Regeki breaking for free. I don't understand. What did he want to attack into?
Maybe just didn't believe that it was another Mirror Force if he set Mirror Force in Torrential.
Even if, like, I guess he must have thought it was goats.
Which even then, you still Regeki break to force it up.
It's worth risking losing your Regeki break to make sure it's not Mirror
Yeah,
Force,
you're
that's
not
for
losing a
sure.
card out of your hand here. You're getting rid of a Night Assailant
Yeah.
and you're just putting it back in your hand.
Or grabbing a Magician of Faith, which actually that
And he
was
didn't
not in the
normal
board
summon
yet
that
at that
turn,
point.
so if he cleared it all
Uh,
out, he could have summoned his Thunder Dragon over top of the Magician of Faith to just do a little bit more damage.
yeah. And then he could have set the Magician of Faith this next turn instead of Dekochi.
Yeah, because he would have Night Assailant and brought back Magician of Faith. He still has
I
this
think
heavy storm.
I think he just flipped a Kochi here.
Yeah,
Now he's in. He might deck out.
that too. He's got
Now
8
you got to
cards, so
deal.
Rhymus is 14.
You got to deal 7,300 damage with. I'm guessing he's only got left a sorcerer and BLS.
Definitely has BLS left. A lot of draw, like draw passing from Rhymus, and then like setting some stuff, and then yeah, the deco came out finally. Drive
Def-
affecting virus is gonna come down.
Definitely way too passive of a game on
Um,
Everfall's side.
I think so too. Well, this one of the Regeki breaks is gonna save him here. He just gets back the NA. I think he should have got back.
Well, if he's gonna use the other Brigaki break this turn, then it's fine.
And it's not. We
Or
already
on
showed
the
that he's
next
not.
turn.
I think he just might try to stick BLS down. Rhymus is fine with taking that. Yeah, tons of lights. He's going to be able to try to deal with it.
He's can deck him out with card destruction.
Oh, I didn't even notice card destruction was in the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, next turn. So he tries to bring that back so he can deal to BLS. He gets that back. He's going to summon this off. This kind of forces the Solemn now. Now he decides to card destruction for 6. So he's going to leave
Oh my
one card
gosh.
in the deck. Oh my god, but he just drew Snatch Steal to it. Oh man. And Chaos Sorcerer. Wow. Card Destruction's a pretty good card.
Well, I think.
Oh, it looks like they only submitted the one, but unless there's another one that I'm missing.
That was.
Yeah, it just looks like that it was just game 1 for that. I don't see the other. Yeah, I don't see the other one on the list here. That's unfortunate. We'll keep moving on though. Just down the list here. We'll go with the next game, World Gone Mad and John Wick. Alright, so World Gone Mad's going to go first. He opens up Pot, Thunder Dragon, Nobleman, Sasuke Samurai number 4, Duo, Ring of Destruction, versus John Wick's Pot, Kaiko, Torrential Tribute, Metamorphosis, and Deco. Let's see here. So I'd imagine going to see some action here. Duo comes out from World Gone Mad's side. It's going to pick up Kaiko and Metamorph. Probably the two best things that John Wick could have asked for. I guess Deco was fine to hit as well. But Metamorph was definitely the weakest card in John Wick's hand.
Not Pot Agreed is the best news he got.
Yeah, basically.
That's tough though. Thunder Dragon Pot Agreed duo.
And that Pot agreed into Sinister as
You're
well.
starting that many cards ahead of your opponent.
It's just going to set 1 and pass. Spell Shield type 8 main decked.
Yeah, as his 41st card, I think it's ridiculous.
It's bizarre, but I'm into it.
I'm not.
I mean, he's going to set it here. It's going to pick up this Nobleman. Just kidding. We're going to see if Sasuke Samurai can win a coin flip here. And it does. How do you feel about Sasuke?
I can't believe you don't nobleman that.
Yeah,
He's got pot of greed in the graveyard.
I think that like
How is that worthwhile? Like taking that chance?
I think that maybe he was trying to bait out like some kind of Sakuretsu armor or whatever, and then was like and figured, okay, if this doesn't go through, then at least I have the. I mean, it doesn't even make sense because like the card would flip up, so no one wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Scapegoat was a draw for John Wick. Just gonna set it and torrential here. Attack with Sasuke, we get the goats up. Summon Sangan. Just gonna set that. Another monster for Rogon Man in the form of Tsukiyomi. But Regeki Break's gonna try to pick up this Sangan here, which it does. And John Wick's gonna get a Sinister Serpent of his own that's gonna turn Regeki Break on.
Yeah. World God Mad just definitely is overvaluing that nobleman. We'll see. Maybe he'll play it on something game breaking later and show us wrong.
And what he said here, so he's got Ring and Book down, a grip full of stuff. I mean, Sky Meta, Sinister Serpent, that's always good to see. Magician of Faith, just off the top, I mean, it's great because he's got power cards in the graveyard. Nobleman in the hand that he's valuing a lot. Yeah, attack here, Faith. I mean, he's still in a good position. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's in winning position.
See if he Regeki breaks this.
I think I summoned this Sinister and flip Torrential right here.
That would be pretty good. Instead, we're just gonna set Magician of Faith. Heavy Storm's coming out. Flip Pot of Greed first. Draw 2. Marco Match just has all the cards. And now we're gonna see Spell Shield. He's got Ring and Book. He could heavy here, try to book his own Faith, and ring a token. I don't know if that's the greatest because you're losing 3 for these two. You're not really like pushing anything.
He also has Suki.
Yeah, you can just do that. So he's just going to try to attack. Magician of Faith can take care of a token, and then a coin flip on his opponent's Magician of Faith. Just kidding. He's going to get hit with their Geki Break. Because it did do its job by eating a removal spell.
Yep.
Metamorph's going to try to take care of this unless we see a torrential. Nope, we're fine. World Mad is just sitting on all the cards here. Chaos Sorcerer off the top from John Wick, though. No light in the graveyard. He's got a Blade Knight in the hand. Yeah, just set Sinister. You're not really doing anything here. If he summons a monster, you may be able to get him with Torrential. Yeah, cool. I think World Match is just summon Chaos Sorcerer, probably poke. No, does nothing.
I don't know. Like if he drops it there, he still has Ring as a backup answer card.
He's got Ring and Book. Like it's not like he can't protect it.
Yeah, okay. If you have Ring and Book, I think you need to drop the Sorcerer there. You're not going to win the game just by having more cards if you don't freaking do anything with them.
Mm-hmm. And now this Kaiko comes down. I mean, it's going to get answered.
Yeah, if that had gone through, it would have been. I think you should have just summoned the Blade Knight and attack. Like you know that Kaiku's not going to go through.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Well, he does have the Faith now, so he does have.
Oh, okay. So he had the light engraved by then.
Yeah,
okay.
That works then. So then he's just trying to get.
As if that Kaiku did go through, then that's like.
That's huge.
really
Yeah.
big. So I guess yeah, I see the Kaiku
I think he
tap.
only's got the one chance to try to hit the Sinister. I don't mind it now. At first I
If
was
he
like,
didn't have
why?
if he didn't have the light, then I would have said should have summoned the blade.
Oh
But
yeah. Ooh, that's gonna pick up the Bucco mode. Think about, but like that sequencing would have just been impossible if he had Chaos Searcher on the board already.
yeah, never would have had to play the ring even.
46 and 16 is 62, right? So this is a game in his hand. Cool. Still worked out for him in the end. Still just killed him. So maybe we're wrong. Game 2, John Wick's got Trap Dust Shoot, Scapegoat, Chaos Sorcerer, Priest, Nobleman, and Dekoichi. And Wargoman's got Book of Moon, Sasuke Samurai, number 4, Chaos Sorcerer, Priest, and Thunder Dragon.
I don't think we were wrong last game. I think World God Mad was just so far ahead it didn't make a difference.
Yeah. Pot Duo will do that. Set Deco, set your Scapegoat, and then set Dust Shoot. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Arguing about priority doesn't really matter because you don't have anything in the chain anyway, so just get on with it. Here we go. So it takes. It's not. It doesn't like to see that mind control. Yeah, that makes sense to take the Assure Priest if he's really got nothing to deal with it. He's really got nothing to deal with Sasuke either, but at least the goat tokens can come out block attacks from Sasuke.
Mm-hmm.
And he also sees that he's on Chaos Sorcerer, so he can try to play around that. As the lights are in the hand.
Now, will World God Mad value this mind control the same way he valued the Nobleman?
Looks like he is. See if he calls right. Looks like he does.
Not entirely sure why you even set the Book of Moon there.
This will work out because he knows the hand. Although it is a little awkward because if he does lose to Sasuke here, right? The Chaos Sorcerer can deal with Sasuke if a Short Priest goes to the graveyard because then he's got a light in the dark. But then he just loses to mind control, so it is just like a weird interaction here. But he doesn't play into it, so that's good.
Good job.
Sack for 1. Here's a Book of Moon. Now this is a great play because when he mind controls now with Book back up,
Does nothing.
it does nothing because he can just try to activate the effect and then book it down. Nothing happens. We don't see that. Just a scapegoat from set scapegoat from Morgon Matt. Attack into it. Tsukiyomi's a draw for World Gone Mad. I don't see if this changes any sequencing here now that he has goats up. I guess he can go with Metamorphosis instead to draw the book out. Unless you just let it go because you know he has mind control. And then all you would need is some way to answer. I guess you're... Oh, you could do that too. That makes sense.
play there. Able to hold on to this mind control.
Yeah. Another monster in Samurai. Bluff Mirror Force. Not going to commit anymore. Yeah, and John Wick's not going to set Magician of Faith because he knows he's going to get mind controlled. The Curse of Information. Now he decides he's going to poke.
Old Gone playing around Torrential Tribute at this point.
But he just drew Torrential Tribute. And Wargoman's got Pot of Greed now. See if Pot of Greed can pick up anything crazy. Picks up Graceful Charity, one of the craziest ones.
The Sangin.
Yeah, discarding the Sangin's kind of a flex. It's like, I don't need that.
Put the Dark in the grave.
Yeah, you can put Tsukiyomi in the graveyard. It's not doing anything. At least Sangin can get something.
Well, Suki can work with Cast Sorcerer if he needs it to, and he has Magician of Faith in hand.
True. He could also discard Skilled.
I probably would have dumped the Skilled Dark. I feel like that's the most filler card in the first place.
Yeah. That's Kaiko.
Still no answer for the Sorcerer.
Summon Kaiko and
Torrential?
I don't think so. That's good. Set Kaiko. He's gonna get Regeki breaks.
He has 200 life points. He just lost. Doesn't have to do anything.
Nope. Well, that stinks. Yeah, just a lot of just had a lot more cards to work on that entire game than his opponent.
Yeah,
Just working with a lot more.
He didn't have that many decisions to make.
No. I mean, the Dust Shoot was pretty good, except that the hand didn't line up very well because he just was playing around mind control like for most of that match. Like there was plays that he could have attempted, but because of the mind control, it just was not possible for him to do so. And then that gave Wargomad opportunities to like draw different outs, like we saw with the Scapegoat and the Metamorphosis there. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water real quick. So I'll be right back.
Yep.
Delicious. I am a plant-type monster. I need water. Alright, continuing down the winner's bracket here. Got Geist D and Professor Hastig.
So Geist early on in the year was the guy.
He was the guy. What did he bring to this tournament? I think he brought Burn or something, or no, he brought Chaos.
Chaos controls, I guess. His hand.
Dig the Baby Ceratosaurus sleeves from my friend Professor Hastings here. Exile Force in the main. I really like Exile Force. It's just, what is this? Just like regular warriors or Chaos Warriors? I guess it's Chaos Warriors. I think if it's got like Jar Greed. I know that there was only one pure warrior, so this has to be some kind of Chaos Warrior deck.
I'm not sure.
I do think this is a strong hand, though. Summoning out Sangin, no fear. But Geisty just opens Thunder Dragon Pot of Greed. That's just a lot of cards. Another person main decking enemy controller as well.
Thunder Dragon Pot of Greed is pretty crazy, starting the game with 8 cards.
Tier cards don't do anything, but whatever. Ooh, Jar Greed into Pot of Greed. That's a lot of greed.
Wow, and this Blade Knight could get boosted.
Yeah, could have went big. It's not going to be able to pick this off. I definitely like the Exile way better because it's just going to be able to deal with Fade. Sangan pokes in. And just another Magician of Faith, though. I mean, there's not really much else we're going to be doing here versus Sangan. I guess we could set Dark Mimic instead.
Yeah.
If he does.
When my opponent answers it once, I try to assume they're not going to have the answer 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, it's kind of just not my day.
He's not going to answer it here.
So if he's playing Mystic level 2 in the main, then he might have an answer.
Yeah, if I had Mystic level 2, I would have searched for it. It's Pot of Greed.
Hand's looking much better now for Geist.
Oh yeah, I mean, resolved Pot of Greed twice now. Drew into some good cards already from just his normal draws. A lot of cards he can work with. Do like this, because the Snatch Steal is going to basically trade 2 for 1.
Plus, grabbing DD Warrior Lady is always great.
Mm-hmm. Might be hit with a Saku, but you're fine with that. Nice the Mimic here, too. So awkward. You really want this to just negate the effect, but it just won't. I guess he could do something like declare and then chain ring to ring his own guy.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it, but it's a play.
Not gonna set the Mirror Force or buff up the Blade Knight.
No. That gets a sure priest's attention, though.
Gonna force him to use the ring, though.
Mm-hmm. He could have booked, but definitely should ring. Comes Chaos Sorcerer. I think I let that get banished, too. I try to Snatch Steal this first, I think. Don's Elude. Must be pretty confident that he can fight through 2 back rows.
He doesn't have a dark anymore.
Oh, that's true.
I think you definitely should have attacked there.
Yeah.
He's gonna just banish your Don. Geist is not a slouch.
Nope. He had the option to book it, too, and decided not to.
I don't get not attacking those goats unless he just really wanted to lock up his field, but not locking it up that much. He could have even rammed the Don into the freaking Chaos Sorcerer.
That's what I was thinking, is that you just ram Don if you needed that Dark really bad, and then summon Chaos Sorcerer, and then deal with his Chaos.
Now he's got BLS in hand that also can't be summoned because the Sorcerer never hit the board to then hit the grave.
Yeah,
and he had the Book of Moon to sit behind his Sorcerer too.
Yeah, Geist is running away with this one. finally, Chaos Force is going to be answering Mirror Force like 3 turns later. 4 turns later, even.
Do you mean to set that Sinister?
It looks like it.
I feel like he meant to set the Dakochi.
Well, he ended his turn.
Well, he probably didn't want to take it back.
Maybe he was like fishing for Blade Knight and he just gets rewarded for it.
Apparently.
And draws Graceful Charity. Oh, that's enough damage.
Wow.
That's what I was saying with Econ. It's pretty good when you can sneak it in like that.
Yeah, great play setting that Sinister, too.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Hastings is going to go first here. Just draws a grip of all monsters. Yikes.
Not what this deck wants. Still
No.
6 monsters.
Let me see something here. I accidentally closed the tab with all the deck lists in here. I wanted to see how many monsters did Professor Hastings run here. If I can find the Deckaroonie. Okay, he ran. Sorry that took a little while, but he ran 15 monsters. 15 monsters. 15 monsters. I can count. That's a lot. In his opening hand for just 15 monsters in his deck. Summoning Sagan out again. This time Midoriya is going to trade for it. Not really trade, but... Next we'll see Thunder Dragon come down. I guess Saku's fine here.
Go Don into Sakuretsu.
I guess. I mean, like...
He could have set the Don.
That's what I was thinking, now that I'm looking at it. If he knows your warriors, he might be smart and get rid of his Nox. So you're not really afraid of it there, and if he does try to poke with it, he could not attack, but...
You're not super afraid of 1200 damage either, though.
Mm-hmm. But you do want Don Zalug to resolve. I heard that card is good.
Yeah, even still, though, he's got 2 Thunder Dragons in his hand. His Kaiku is more important than the Don.
That's true. It's going to get blocked by Scapegoats, though. He's got Metamorph and Econ.
I am kind of surprised that guys opted to go for Chaos Control instead of a Turbo or Warrior.
I love the functionality that Chaos Control gives you. Just being able to do a play like this, where you can start your turn by making a 1000 restrict that, like, either is going to just take over the game, or, like, at this current time, or it's going to get answered, and then you can do your follow-up play on top of it.
So, pretty decent spot now for Professor Hastig.
Yeah, he's finally drawn into something good with Mirror Force here. Yeah.
Is that the only non-monster he's drawn?
No,
the 2 other.
No, he drew these, but I mean, when you started with 5 monsters in your hand, that's a
And a
third of the
Roto.
monsters in your deck, if I'm counting right again.
Well, Geist is in a similar situation now where he's on all monsters.
Ooh, opting. That's. I guess you have
Is
a
he gonna
dark in the
dark?
graveyard, so you're gonna try to get this and either
He's not.
trade with the back row.
Why not just pop it and summon the sorcerer?
Yeah, you don't lose your breaker that way.
Unless he's just not gonna. Okay.
Oh, he's saying I'm being boneheaded. I'm gonna do this instead.
And putting it in defense is strange as hell.
Yeah, especially when you see this card.
Yeah.
You don't.
If he plays another one, it's a great row to target right now.
Spoiler, he doesn't, but you don't know that as Geist.
But Geist came up with Grandmaster.
I know, but he decided he was gonna try to lose to it. I guess they're both German. I don't know if that's German.
But he also destroyed the Mirror Force with the Breaker too.
Oh yeah, very odd.
So duo to get his only 2, and then gonna have the blade to hit the Dekochi here. That's pretty nice.
That's really good. Oh, that was
not
tomato.
Dekochi, though.
Ooh, has to get Spirit Reaper. Why would he not get Sangan? I feel like Sangan's just better.
Maybe Geist knows his deck list.
Because think about it this way: even if he does have reinforcements for the DD Warrior Lady play, which he did there, if you get Sangan out of the deck, you could just draw Reaper later, and then it's potentially a card that you can use to stall out the game win. Or if Sangan does resolve, then you just find Reaper, and you don't have Sangan in your deck anymore.
Right.
Set Sinister. Now he's going to try to use the meta on the Sinister. He's going to get hit with Book.
Right? Oh, he's got the Book, okay.
Yeah, he's got Book here, Saku, and Solemn. 1000% is going to get booked. There's second Blade Knight. That's 2,000 attackers.
You just turned this Magician of Faith back on, though.
Yeah. What does he have in the graveyard, though?
Oh, yeah, he had to summon the second, though, with the Sinister Grave. Blade's not doing anything against one Sinister anyway. It's fine.
Oh, graceful. Let's see what he draws. The third Blade Knight. Just summon it.
Gonna.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
The army.
Man, that should just I know it's not how Yu-Gi-Oh works, but you should not be allowed to get back a spell card after that.
If you have 3 out.
If you got 3 of this card up. Attack for 4,000. Jeez.
And does Geist have ring set for game?
Yes, he does. Wow. Well, okay. So, I'm just trying to think of how this could have played out.
If he had solemned the first meta instead of booking it?
Well, if he just lets this go through.
Sakuretsu's?
He can't even attack because this is only at 16.
Oh yeah, so it would have just been sitting there. I think if he had solemned the first meta
Exile was gone too.
Instead of booking, then he still would have had book for ring here.
Yeah, that's true.
But then the Thousand Eyes would.
That sounds would have done nothing. Although, wait, if you would have saw him the first beta,
yeah,
the ring still would have came up because he would have been able to ring. Oh yeah, because he would have just ring something to try to kill him, one of these Blade Knights here, and then he would have been able to book it. Yeah, Ring Instruction's a good card. Song's good too. It's just tricky on defense because of exactly this kind of scenario when you're low in life. It's like, yeah, you're going to be able to prolong it, but only for so long unless they have something like Ring, where it's really good when you're ahead or when you're like pushing for damage or pushing for game because you just don't care at that point. Like you just saw them whatever they have.
I think I'm gonna call it a night. If you
want to
go, you're welcome to, or if we can pick it up later.
No, we'll pick it up later. Maybe we'll pick it up later in the week, maybe tomorrow or something. But this was fun. We only got through a couple of the first winners rounds here, but there's a lot of replays to go through. So if you want us to keep checking out these replays here from the Go Format World Championships, just give us a follow, maybe subscribe, and we'll come back with some more content for you guys.
Cool. Yeah, I had a good time doing this. So
yeah, hopefully maybe we can get some other people on the mic with us and get some more perspectives on these games.
All right, later.
All right, you have a good night. And everybody in the chat, you have a good night as well. Stay safe.